So as we talk about restoring broken relationships, I remember this verse. Maybe this is a zinger question for you, okay? Mark 15:34, Jesus says to God, right, my God, why have you forsaken me? So was Jesus' relationship with God broken?
What the Lord had to go through for us to be reconciled to Him can't be overstated. The Apostles' Creed said He descended into hell. That's kind of an unfortunate translation because in Hebrew, there's only one word for hell and death. It's not a question of destination, it's a question of isolation. There's an eternity of difference in what He said on the cross, I am thirsty. That's a physical thing. His physical life was still there. But Jesus was fully God and fully man. And in that moment of death, suddenly He fell into the abyss of complete abandonment, of aloneness. And it was that separation that He cried out in agony and agony. But if you think...
Jesus knows the pain of a broken relationship.
Of total separation.
Wow.
I don't think we realize what the absence of fellowship, the absence of presence of God can mean, because it can be one of the most frightening experiences in the world for people, of somebody walking through the woods. There may be nothing there to be afraid of, but they're suddenly alone, can only be alleviated by the presence of somebody else showing up. And what He gives us there is such a remarkable model that in the moment of separation, while the crowd at that time was shouting, crucify Him, and the first thief had abandoned Him and given up their faith, He clung on to His faith. And if you think about those words, it's actually prayer. My God, my God. And in the midst of that, He is modeling for us the closeness of God, even in the fact that He's experienced Himself total abandonment. Johnny, I think that's why abandonment issues are so huge for a lot of people, because there's no more frightening experience in the world than to be absolutely isolated and totally alone. It can only be alleviated by the presence of somebody else.
You know, a lot of people feel that in their lives, and maybe you feel it right now as you're watching us.
By the way, where Joanna's at now in skilled nursing, you'll hear people say, help me, help me. And people will go in, there's nothing wrong. It's the same issue. It's the aloneness. And right now, I see my wife 3 times every day, because the last thing I want her to do is to feel, I don't want her to feel abandoned or to be alone. And the only one on this planet that can meet that need for her is me.
And we could be talking about this for hours and hours and hours, and that's why we want to put a resource in your hand to help you. And so Dr. Anderson has written this amazing new book called Restoring Broken Relationships. We want you to have it.